Dire team pick.
It's another one of these picks that lends itself to a draft that is not necessarily easy to execute. Like IO high skill cap, Rubik high skill cap. I mean, I'm not saying that these guys can't play these heroes, not at all, but the more difficult the draft is to execute, the easier it is to just make a small mistake. And small mistakes on this high-level play can just cost you a game. So the easier lineup is for a pro team, the easier it is to just avoid that entirely and just make things easier for you. Right? It sounds very straightforward, but it's a very real thing that you sometimes have to take advantage of, especially if you've not been doing too hard lately.
I can see them picking something like a Legion here on bait. But then I don't know how good it is. I think they need some kind of pseudo save. And I know they've picked Omni Knight in the past as well, so that's something they could go for, but again, I don't like it either. Oh, they do actually. Dude, I'm on fire.
You are actually, yeah. I made the right choice in getting you in here. I'll just claim some of that glory for myself. You've got plenty of it.
Your energy.
Yeah.
That's why.
10 seconds remaining.
Like, yeah, Omni Knight's okay, but
5 seconds remaining.
it stops the lifestealer damage coming through with a GA and whatnot. I think they lose both their side lanes, is my issue. I think lifestealer Grimstroke beats Rubik Omni.
Team
and I think Dark Willow Underlord beats Sven Io.
Dire team
so then for me, I look at progressing into the mid game, who can make the easier plays on the map? And I look at HellRaisers lineup, and they're like, okay, we'll just Grimstroke we'll just Inkswell one of our cores. Like, we can play off the Willow, we can play off the Grimstroke. Both these heroes are really strong with +1s.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's
So, I will say quickly, when I was checking Bates Dota buff earlier, they had a really poor win rate overall. It's like less than 30%. But Omni Knight, they'd won 5 out of the 6 games that they've played.
Oh, well, there you go.
So if there's one hero that is going to turn their success, turn their failure to success, it's going to be the high win rate one.
Why not? You know, why not? I mean, it does give you, as I said, a ton of sustain, a ton of survivability, and all of that helps to make sure that the Sven. I mean, at some point, the hope is that he won't get kited anymore. I mean, right now, HellRaisers, they have a decent set of utility to still kite him with some slows here and there, the roots from the Underlords, or primarily the Grimstroke Gold as well. Just making things slow you down and making it a little bit harder for you to navigate these team fights.
10 seconds remaining.
But if you manage to sustain throughout all of that, then Sven can get these hits in. And Lifestealer, not necessarily high armor hero unless you itemize this properly. Puck, I kind of like that too, though, as well. Just maybe being able to go in, bait out some of these spells, go back out, and just control the fight that way. You know, make sure that you exhaust the resources from HellRaisers and then leverage the Sven power.
10 seconds remaining.
I'd argue this is probably Dendy's best hero, right? The Puck.
5 seconds remaining.
I think. Yeah. He seems so much more confident on this hero whenever I watch him than any other hero. And they needed something a little bit less greedy. Because otherwise what happens is you have like Sven who needs farm, a mid laner who needs farm, and Omni's a bit of a greedy 3 as well. So they need a mobile hero that can make plays on the map. And like, it's an okay Puck game, but it's not amazing. But if it's what Dendy feels most confident on, I think that's more important as well.
If he's on top of his game, he can certainly play around whatever control HellRaisers have. I mean, the only thing that can really catch him is maybe the Underlord Pit of Malice to some extent, but it's a tough ask. But again, the biggest thing is the Grimstroke, just leashing him to somebody, but it's I don't know.
I can see DK or Doom being my 2 big ones here for HellRaisers.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they like them, but because a lot of the mid heroes have been banned out already.
Conker. Choose your hero.
Oh.
Not that time, MoFarah. Not that time.
Damn. So, I mean, I got the Omni Knight one. It's never going to get better than that.
Yeah.
I said it wasn't going to get better last game, but...
Conker, though, yeah, it works. It gives you a lot more of this crowd control, this teamfight control that we've... that's a little bit more reliable, to say the least.
also really good against Wisp Sven as well. Because if you ever catch them just before they relocate away, you can just X them back in again. I think the catch is really good for their lineup in general because they don't have a great amount of it. It lanes well up against Puck. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Again, I worry that they don't hit buildings that well, but they're gonna win all 3 of their lanes, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you win the lanes, you're gonna win team fights, you're gonna get map control, and then you can just wait until the lifestealer is strong enough. Like, you went Death last game, and once you have a Desolator, you have no issues hitting towers with that hero. Worst comes to worst, you can always just do, alright, I'm just gonna rage, hit the tower a couple of times, and then back off. And there's nothing that really stops that on the side of bait.
I mean, bait have to have a better laning stage. That's the last game, at least.
Yep.
That's the bottom line of it, really. I mean, we can talk about the draft as much as we want, but the laning stage wasn't good enough last game. But Fisherman's playing the IO, which they seem to be really comfortable with. Dendy's playing Park. So maybe they're just going to be more in the zone this game.
Well, for the sake of their scoreline, for the sake of some excitement on our part,
Just what I was waiting for.
I hope that's the case. You know, why not? I'll be rooting for them this game. I'll be a #bias caster, and it's okay to be that because I've disclaimed it right now. So there you go.
Oh my god, bias caster. Jesus.
Cue the Twitch chat.
Oh. 5 actually has both the wards on him on the Rubik. And he tried to go and get a really deep ward down onto the Radiant side on their high ground around mid. But he got spotted out by the Grimstroke straight away. And so now you see Non-Grata just sitting around here.
Yeah.
Making sure that they're not going to give them the vision.
Nice, very defensive high ground ward on the other side. This time around. Compared to where HellRaisers put it.
I think Lil's building a Veil on Willow, which I look at their lineup and I'm like, oh my god, it's a really good Veil game. Unless he's building me to Hammer Willow, which would be interesting. Because like,
it could be the old Helm of the Dominator Willow, you know?
The battle
true.
begins.
The classic. Stuns coming through, down bottom here, as they secure themselves the bounty rune and a bit of damage on the Ratio.
Oh, stop it.
And yeah, Crystal's
they're
Vision
running
actually just not gonna deal with this Underlord at all.
Does Underlord not just have a free lane against the Omni? I guess they both just farm, but I feel like I'd rather be the Underlord in this matchup. And it is going to force the Willow to come bot, I would assume, which does favour the Dire side because the Willow doesn't want to be in tri-lanes. Like, this hero is very XP dependent. If you want your level 6 ASAP...
Well, it certainly seems like you're doing well in this initial exchange. You're just trying to get this damage in on the low armor lifestealer. I guess it's not too low armor, sitting at 4 base for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why this hero has so much armor. Yeah. Trades really well with Feast, so...
But yeah, they've spent some time just clicking him, and he only has 3 tangles, and Feast's only gonna get you so far. Like, you need some time to just actually hit creeps. You can't necessarily do it when you're sitting at 20% HP, because it just puts you in danger of being killed before you can heal up.
Your name?
I think the Dire have to be winning this lane, though, at this point in the... Because as the levels come online for the Lifestealer, it becomes so much harder to lane for the Sven and the Wisp.
Yep.
I will also say that with the Wisp being down here, it would be interesting to see if he makes Ancient stacks for the Sven. Because that's going to be a big source of income for the Sven.
It used to be the way that Sven was being made work back in the day when he was last very popular, when he was last picked a lot. You just maxed out the Great Cleave, you got a bunch of stacks, and then no matter what the lane looked like, you just go into the jungle and come out with 2 items, you know. It's, I think they nerfed the jungle after those patches, you know.
Yeah.
That's how strong it was.
It's just ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Dendy mid lane, Jesus. Taking a lot of damage now.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really dodge a Tidebringer.
Radiant's
he has
courier
phase
has
shift,
been
but
killed.
if the Kunkka's just gonna fake pump it.
Exactly. Previously, when it was like when you didn't get to choose if you wanted to use it, it was a bit different because then you could make him decide, alright, do you want to use Tidebringer now to get these last hits, or do you want to make sure that you can harass me at the same time?
Oh,
I think that one missed too. Dandy went super low.
Dire's
That's have a
middle
salve
tower
coming,
is
but
under
one
attack.
or two more hits of Tidebringer and they'll be done with it as well.
I mean, but look at the CSs in the lanes.
I don't want
Kunkka's
to.
15 and 4 against
I'm
the
just-
7 and 1, right?
I'm just taking it off. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, put fantasy points on or something.
Oh
dude,
yeah,
just-
fantasy points. 4.8 on the Rubik, 5 up doing it this game.
Nice.
Look at that.
I don't know what that's from, but
Well, it used to be fantasy leagues during TI, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
You can
with
pick
the
all
hero
last
cards
year
and
I
whatnot.
played,
That's what that
Omni.
is. I never understand what. Maybe the wards. I guess it's the warding. I think
Yeah, if
warding
he got a
gives lot.
D-ward or something, actually, potentially.
Yeah.
Or if he put both the wards down himself, yeah.
Healing and harm.
There's no D ward. I mean, both Radiant wards are up right now. Let sentries also count, but I don't think so. Oh well.
This Kunkka's actually just going untouched, man. He's got double brace already, so this puck can't even do anything to him anymore. I mean, this matchup's definitely Kunkka favoured, but
Not that much.
He's struggling. He's going to stack with a small cam, which is nice, but he's going to miss out on the 4-minute rune.
It didn't have a bottle, so it's not the end of the world. Then he would have had a bottle if he did slightly better in this lane, but can't have it all. Bottom at the very least, trading even in terms of last hit, 17-4 to 16-4, but the ratio, it's full wave on a tower at the moment. 2 waves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, it doesn't look like they're
Lane.
winning the lanes.
This laning stage is so much more boring than last time. Nothing's happening, D-drop.
Well, who's really
Mid
going to
lane-
rotate until Kunkka is
Mid
ready
lane's
to...
one-sided, top lane's pretty boring because it's just an Underlord against an Omni. The bot lane's okay, but... Look,
This Firestorm though. 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks. What is this damage, MoFarah?
Willow has boots as well. They might be able to try and get the rune. Can Rubik deny it? Oh, he actually doesn't. I think he's going to die here now.
Radiant's top tower is under
Nice,
attack.
keeping out though. Do they have enough damage? They do, only slightly.
Oh, that's a really sad TP as well. Now he has to walk all the way back to a lane again. He's level 2.5 on the Rubik at 5 minutes into the game. Like, he's trying not to take any XP away from the Omni in the top lane. I get it. And he's trying to be just constantly pulling and things instead to get his XP. But if this Rubik doesn't get levels, they're not going to have the setup for the relocate. They're going to be so reliant on Dendi, who is losing his lane. So if your two heroes that are supposed to play with the Wisp to find kills aren't having a good time, how does the Wisp have a good time?
That is a good question that I do not have the answer to. I'm gonna be honest.
Wow. Fine.
I'll get back to you on that. I'll consult the committee. I'll draft an opinion paper.
Regeneration.
Draft a memorandum of. Oh, you get it.
Alright, who's on your Dota? Oh, bot lane, hang on. I'll ask my question in this bit.
Stun will connect actually. Fishman's coming in with a bit of extra help here. The
Definitely
sustain
well.
is real, and it is real enough. The roots will be dodged by Crystalus. At least that part's working out.
If you had to make a Dota committee, 5 players,
Yep.
say that we're being like charged with like DPC or something, or whatever, who would your 5 players be?
Someone in charge of DPC, I wouldn't just limit it to players. If I want to make a
if they have
committee
to
for
be
DPC,
players,
what's
because basically, what I want to know is the personality of the players.
Dire's
Personality
top
of players.
tower is under attack.
So like, who would make it to the committee? Because you want someone that's strong-headed, but not like too strong-headed.
yeah. I would say Kyle, but I guess he's more of a commentator now.
Oh,
But
top lane.
I think he certainly has some of those qualities. Maybe a little bit over the board sometimes. PPD is similar. So those would be strong
PPD would
contenders.
definitely be. I just want 5 PPDs.
Yeah. Would be interesting though. But yeah, Playboys, PPD, from Talons, Kyle would come to mind. Like very outspoken, very smart as well.
Have you seen what this Kunka's building next, by the way?
Orchid. I can't say I've seen that one before.
So this was something I saw a lot when the Orchid patch first dropped. You know, where they made it cheaper.
Dire are scanning.
I saw some like Chinese Kunkas that I was casting at the time building it a lot, and it kind of fell off a little bit from what I'd seen. But I really like it this game. I think it's really good.
It's like the one-stop solution against the puck trying to mess with your X-combos, right? Now, it's done forward, he dodges the bell, only just, but now the follow-up stun coming through from MoFarah. Garcia trying to help, and that's just enough with that Heavenly Grace. Yeah,
Dire's
that's what
top
it's called.
tower is under attack.
Gonna mean that the Underlord can start shoving in the top lane though, so this tier 1's gonna start taking damage up here, which they have to be a little bit wary of.
Rotations force and Dandy, like all of this time, he might not have died, but he has to walk all the way back, recharge.
Oh, I love how efficient Fronic's been
Dire's
with his
top
farming
tower
up here.
is under attack.
Oh yeah.
Like he pulled it to the big camp the first time, now pulls it to the small camp. Dendy's now gonna have to TP top because the Omni Knight was used his TP to get mid.
Konka's starting to be a little bit more active now, even well before the Orchid comes out, just, which is a good thing, right? You have X, you have Taunt, you have Goat, you should become up with anyone. Might be able to find a kill, but you still need to find the angle, you still need to find that initiation. And ideally, you need to find someone that's not being helped out by the IO or the Omni Knight, which
Purified.
is perhaps a
This
little bit
Kunka's
tough on
down.
this side of the map at the moment.
They saw the Kunka under the ward, I think, so they just ran away.
Just running back in though, and right now they do not see him.
Oh,
Fishman though, well
you
in
can see him,
view
though.
of them, and there we go. Last hero breaking from the back, stop connecting on Kasani. He's very tanky, so is Thoraccio. They don't actually have any firepower to meet this invasion, so Io will still fall. Last
Oh, he's
hero
going
kind of just having
wide
to look on.
Sven. Oh god. Like it's okay, but my problem is because the other two cores aren't having such a good time as the Sven. I feel like the Sven has to be taking parts in fight earlier, like than he normally would.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Good choke with the Kunka. Oh, nice X
Low, actually kind of low here in the back as they do burst him down. Then he takes a bit of damage in return as finally comes in, but not enough control to really threaten him here. So Bait putting themselves on the board. Very important kill for Dandy to start catching up here, actually.
Yeah, he's going Yules on the Underlord as well, by the way, which is nice.
Yep.
It's really good this game, up against like the puck to set up for the pit and everything as well. It's kind of like an Atos in that sense. It's really oh Rubik.
Oh what?
Oh dear.
Damn to
I
him.
think he just died to me.
Dire's top tower
yeah.
is under attack.
Quick combo to
But
throw
yeah, it's really good up against the Omni Knight as well because you purge off the GA. So where you were saying the live stealer might struggle to get his damage off in a team fight, like when they GA, at least they can burst somebody down with the after the Yules.
Yeah.
Coil top lane.
And on the way out though, I don't think that oh damn. He's getting close, but not close enough by himself just yet.
I mean, they're fine. He is going Veil on the Willow, by the way, so it's not a
Dire's
Helm of
bottom
Dom. I'm
tower
really
is
sorry,
under
D-Drop.
attack.
I know you're going to be gutted.
You would have been mind blown though if it was.
I would have been mind blown, you're correct.
And you know sometimes
sure
you
that's
just
a
gotta
good
throw
thing,
it.
but-
Yeah, no. It definitely isn't. But sometimes you just gotta throw these things out just in the off chance that you might be right. Oh.
Life, is he going Halberd again? No, he's actually going Armlet first. Okay, I assume he'll go Halberd after.
Yeah, it was
Rubik mid?
the same ball as last game then.
Oh, he stole Rage.
With the rage.
It's actually
yeah,
really
that's
good.
decent.
It
Spain
just
use
means
it.
that whenever he has Rage up, it means that Kunka can't X-Torrent him anymore.
Yeah.
Which is really good. They're going to try and force top lane down though. They almost have the Orchid on the Kunka, but he's not quite there yet.
Radiant's bottom
Dandy
tower
on the
is under
back.
attack.
No blink, no yields just yet, so just his normal skill set. Nice little dodge on the
Radiant structures
the
are
bug.
fortified.
Yeah, that was cute. I thought he might put more points in the Phantom's Embrace this game. He's actually gone for the 3 points in Link as well. I thought he might value the 3 points in the Phantom's Embrace for the extra hit early on. Oh, critical hit.
What the hell happened there? I was looking at mid, just a bunch of spells being exchanged, but Crystals just dies instead on bottom. Fishman unable to save him this time.
Do you know what? I get personally offended as an analyst when I miss kills just as much as the play-by-play, even though they don't see what I
Dire's
see.
bottom tower is under attack.
Nah, I'm definitely taking all the blame for that one, don't you worry.
I get really angry at myself for it. Yes, right.
Oh, I can't change that. 5 up? Okay, he's still the infest. So he's in a creep right now, but I'm not sure if it's gonna save him this time. The stun still comes through despite the lift away. And HellRaisers is starting to play again like last game, where they're just sitting under tier 1 tower, not giving a damn about anything. Just like, oh yeah, there's a quick kill. You can't really fight us. Sven is dead, doesn't have god strength anyway.
Well, I mean, Bait's game is based off the sense that they can find pickoffs where the Sven relocates in. So if they just group up on 5-man on HellRaisers, they don't get the openings that they need to with the puck and the Rubik. It's really sad for them.
Has been denied.
And this Kunkka now almost, well, he has his Orchid, he's now going back for the BKB. And I look at the lineup of the Dire side on Bait, and how are they going to kill a Kunkka when he uses BKB?
They don't.
They don't. That's,
They barely kill him without BKB at this point, I think.
Dire's bottom tower.
Because like they
is
have
under
damage
attack.
issues already, right, on the Dire side, and as soon as the run buff gets applied to any hero on the Radiant, they're just, it feels like they're unkillable.
It's kind of
So
thing, like
God's Strength,
you have 2 heroes that are purely sustained. Like Omni Knight does not really do a lot of damage. Io does not deal a lot of damage. Mid lane.
Dire's top tower is under
Is that
attack.
again? Rubik has a bit of burst, kind of also depending on the spells he steals. But the main bulk is gonna have to come from puck, but that's in and out bursty kind of
Dire's
damage.
top tower has
Which,
fallen.
the way that I look at it is that the bonus damage from the God Strength gives 110%, right?
Yeah.
So Sven's scary when he has God Strength going. If they're hit by the run buff, they reduce 40% of that. So it almost puts it back down to the original Sven damage.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Sven is the one big
Radiant's bottom
continuous
tower is
source
under
of damage that they need to rely on. But he's not there yet. Especially going Midas. Like he's gonna need some time to really turn into this scary Sven that just needs to hit you 3 or 4 times.
Radiant's
and then
bottom
die,
tower
you
is
know.
under attack.
We're far away from that at this point.
Shima might be in.
It sense as HellRaisers would be playing aggressively like this. Yeah, last hero. And it's the room. Meanwhile, is Dendy. Next back already used a bunch of the spells linked together with last hero. That nice boat dodge there at the very least. But still unable to leave here, is he? There's an orb, but a little bit too much right click damage here. Last hero next on the list. He's a bit tanky, so leave him for later. 4 against 1 is still pretty straightforward in the end.
Radiant's middle
He's only
tower
tanky
is
because he
under
popped the hood
attack.
actively.
That should help.
And again, they're just running around as 5. Like, and even if they don't, they can run around as 3 or like 4, and then the Underlord just Dark Rifts it as well.
Yeah. Like, if you look
So,
at
like,
his life
Underlord
stealer,
can-
he has no fear. He knows that they can't really kill him, even if they bring everybody. Like he rages, he infests. That's plenty of time for him to either escape or the rest of his team to catch up and punish.
The problem is if he ever rage TPs this game, they don't do anything. They can't stop it. So his life stealer just has a free game. Like he can play as aggressively as he wants in the lanes because as long as he has the rage, he's fine. Yeah.
Halfway to the halberd as well again. It's the same build as the last
Dire's
game.
bottom
Let's
tower
see the
is under
Desolator
attack.
afterwards. I think they're finding a bit of an easier time getting farm and Chrysalis in this game. Like he's not been under as much pressure as he was on a Terrorblade in the last game.
Yeah, he's doing okay. I don't think he's the problem this game though, in terms of like the farm priority, right?
Yeah.
So the other 3 heroes are going to look for a play so that the Sven can relocate onto. Unfortunately, there's just 3 heroes grouped mid, and they're sitting under a tier 1 as well. So the Radiant side can just TP in if they want to. So like help sustain the fight. And then it looks like they're going to try and link up with the Lifestealer. So this smoke's just going to miss from
Dire's top
Bait.
tower is under attack.
Was a small opportunity there maybe if they jump on a Dark Willow and try and burst her down. But I don't think they
On Nether
caught
Storm.
vision of her. when she was on high ground. Alright, there we go. Actually, going back in now, the Radio on the Rubik. Linked up together with the Omni Knight. They're keeping themselves alive long enough for Chrysalis to join in. Oh, nice little ult there from Lil to send them all the way back towards the base. Yeah, bottom line is the Lossy Hero didn't really do any damage. You'll start the X back on the IO. That's another free kill right there. And hey, another one. Why down not? He was trying to help, but he can't do that now. This is helping HellRaisers with another free kill. And on top of that, Lil with the voice line that perfectly sums up the situation.
Like, why? I don't know why the Rubik's running in there when the Wisp was getting X back. What's the Rubik gonna do?
Save your buddy syndrome, I don't know.
Yeah, it is. And I love that this lifesteal is going to nullify next as well. The only way they don't win fights is if GA messes them up somehow.
Yep.
So, get the free purge. Easy peasy. Gives you raw damage as well, obviously, with the relic component, so.
And the unable really to do anything. When your mid pack is sitting at 1-1-0, and that's 100% of your kills.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
So many
attack.
indications that this game is not going at all how they wanted.
Dire
Now
structures
it'll slowly translate into a few more kills, see if they dare get close to HellRaisers. And failing that, it's gonna be all these outer towers back
Dire's
down.
middle tower is under
We've already
attack.
claimed the outpost after the tier 2 tower.
Rubik.
Going out, going to control. Bit of help there from last hero, but ultimately not enough.
I think that's the BKB coming up for him as well. Here it is. Where do HellRaisers rank in CIS, by the way? Because in mine, isn't it like VP Prodigy, VP Na'Vi, HellRaisers? Like a power ranking, I think.
Something like that. I haven't paid too much attention to all the back and forths and the rosters and CS recently.
Okay, chat.
It sounds
This
sounds
is chat
not too
interaction
far.
time.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
There you go.
I need you, chat. I need you to rank HellRaisers with how good they are in CIS. So, like, are they 4th? Are they 3rd? The pit is going to trap Bendy here, and he's not going to be able to draw away to the orb. He gets the blink off though. Okay.
Well,
Oh, he's so annoying. I hate playing against Puck just for this. It's like Void Spirit as well.
Puck
they
and
just
Void
roll their
Spirit,
head against the
exactly.
keyboard.
Oh my god.
Very frustrating to play.
Impossible to catch.
He almost has his BKB on the Sven though, actually, so that's going to help them massively. Omni though.
Radiant's bottom
Great
tower
space? Question mark. We'll die eventually. Staying alive surprisingly long, honestly.
Yes, the thingy. What's it called? The Heavenly Grace.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Couldn't get it off the second time. It was a good, what, 10-15 seconds that they spent chasing him there.
So how many kills did they get last game on bait? Let's have a look. They got 13. So they're on 1 at the moment. So they've got a few more to catch up on.
Well,
Mid.
Sounds and Puck still gets to blink out. Self X on Kasani, so maybe this really do much more. So holding on to the DD rune, half mounts time left. The Yule's forward onto Chrysalis. It's gonna have to be
Dire's bottom tower
safe from
is under
Rubik.
attack.
Wow.
Oh my god, did he? Oh, Chrysalis got X. That's even worse. Pops has to pop the BKB. We didn't
has
want to
to run
fight
before
this
then.
one? God's Strength is not popped, so I guess the answer is no.
But like he has the run buff on him. You saw the Sven hitting him there.
Yeah.
It's like,
Bottom
well,
tower has
I'm
fallen.
not doing anything.
No. That's a good thing that he held on to God's Strength. BKB is still in cooldown, which sucks, but
Dire's
Okay.
bottom tower is under attack.
without the ability to feel comfortable going forward, there's still the BKB available on Conqueror if he needs it, and there it is right now. Phasing it out. Can Puck get out this time here? The stuns are real. And Guardian Angel, not enough. Plenty of magic burst damage there. So gets that kill. 5 up next on the list. Is trying to flee past the tier 2 tower. Not gonna work. Funnick also chasing. Clumps back. Thing down. Sven without the BKB. Still has some help from Fishman, but it's just way too much power right now on the side of HellRaisers. One after the other. I won't be very surprised if they call GG soon.
I was gonna say, I think they have one more fight, but they haven't made a play all game, right?
Yeah.
They're just everything that happens comes through HellRaisers.
Yep.
They tried to make one smoke play where they didn't find anybody. And unfortunately, if you're playing Wisp lineups and you're not making plays on the map, there's an issue, like innately. So.
Gotta see what happens when HellRaisers go high ground and Bait gets some sort of initiation out with the Puck and with the Sven, actually with BKB and God Strength. Still holding on to the ultimate.
I don't know if they have the damage to kill people, even if they like initiate on them.
It's all they got, man. It's all they got. That's all I'm saying.
They've got the initiation, but you actually have to kill people still.
I don't know if you want to engage like that out on the map. Your Crystals take so long to just walk in. Then they controlled up this entire time. They will find Lil in the back. So that's a free kill with God Strength, but it doesn't get the BKB out. There it is right now. You start clicking Gaucho. Well, Fishman, he's tanking all the heals. Crystal's trying to chunk through them and
buyback from Denver.
unable to do so. Nicely infested right now into Cassandra. They can turn this one around if they want to, and they certainly do. Chrysalis, without the Wisp behind him, without anyone behind him. Last year was trying to get there. He's not able to do it in certain time, so this Omni Knight will be the next casualty. Not before the GG is called, so there you go. 23-2. Devastating scoreline in the second game as well.
I like that they gave it one more go though. Like, you might as well try and at least take one decent fight, but it just didn't work out. Like, okay, so they have this pick-off lineup where they could potentially kill the supports, but I look at their lineup and there's a life on a Bait, but on the other team there's a life stealer, Kunkka, and an Underlord. Who are they supposed to smoke and kill out of the 3 cores that they have damage to kill?
Yeah.
Kunkka has run buff to save him. Lifestealer has raised TP. Underlord's just innately tanky and can Dark Rift away. They can't make plays on the map because there's nobody they can kill.
Yeah. If they can kill somebody, it requires pretty much everybody. And even with everybody, like we touched on that before as well. Like Omni Knight doesn't do damage. Io doesn't do damage. Sven doesn't do damage until later, really. And yeah, it's this insane tankiness on the one side, combined with the fact that Bait don't even have a lot of damage in the first place, even if it was against less tankier heroes, you know.
And my worry here for Bait is that they now have another series to play straight away.
Yeah.
And after watching that, they must be so there must be no confidence in the team. That's the kind of thing where you finish your series, and because you didn't ever look like you were ever going to make a play or like do okay, you must feel so deflated in yourself. So if they can pick themselves up again, and they have to try, right?
Yep.
But I really struggle to see how they're going to be able to pick themselves up again after that for the next series. I'd be really impressed if they even take one game out of the next series just from watching that series just now, rather than all the other 0 and 8 that they went before this.
Yep. Well, Bait right now sitting at 0 and 10 after this series. They're gonna be up against Team Empire starting soon at TM, right after a short break here. And yeah, Team Empire currently sitting at 1 and 3, so not exactly towards the higher part of the bracket as it stands right now. So maybe you can make some arguments there. Maybe Empire isn't on their on their best day either, because this certainly doesn't seem like a good day for Bait. But we're gonna see what happens. For now, though, we're gonna take a short break. Stay tuned for the next series.